this is Luciani. I'm here to give you your weekly spiritual guide advice for the week of December 24th to December 30th. Thank you so much for coming to the channel. So let's get right into it. Spirit guides, what are Libra's messages for the week of December 23rd to December 30th, 2018? Messages for Libra. Okay. All right, Libra, Libra, Libra. Very powerful energy. I definitely see a lot of different arcanas here. At the end of the day, you're the master. You know, we start off your reading as this masterful entity who has really the key to all the different treasures in the world, whether they're mind or mindful or earthly, physical, what have you. You have a very preserving spirit about yourself, a deep self-confidence. If you're a guy, this means that you could possibly be wealthy or have the key to wealth. Financially successful. A woman, very important contracts are coming in. A very preserving and fighting spirit. You're not disappointed in yourself, or you don't accept deceit in your life. That's the kind of human you are. And in the village, you have in reverse in your time sector, it's like you're coming out of something super heavy that was very destructive. It could have possibly been a job, a relationship, family, what have you, whatever. It definitely was heavy. It was definitely something that, and there's many relapses that you're seeing. There's many different sequels, past experiences that were traumatic. This also is the Tower in traditional tarot, this village card. And what that also means is that you might have to know that when you are doing good in your life, or when wealth comes in your life, know that everything can always turn around in a blink of an eye. You know what I mean? Don't ever think that because someone's on a pinnacle, they're going to stay there forever. Something could possibly happen that, they getting right knocked off on that. So I think that, the energy is already telling you, like, to really be careful, because there could be conflicts or selfish ambition or bankruptcies, conflicts, all of these different catastrophes. And it's kind of leaving you in this state of, I don't want to be humane right now, or I don't really have that, giving spirit because of something that you might have been knocked down off of. This also can mean that there's some kind of, Libras, this can mean someone's oppressing you, holding you back or imprisoning you from the fact that you are wealthy, and you're kind of like, no, I need to preserve myself because I'm being oppressed. It could possibly be a Capricorn or other earth sign energy, Virgo, Taurus, but in the future, it's just yet again, you're bounded by this material state that is kind of like you're able to unbound yourself. It's kind of like someone in a cage and the doors open and they're remaining in the cage because of whatever that's keeping them staying there. There's some sort of oppression here. I'm going to clarify the cards just to get, better understanding as to what is binding you. but it's kind of feeling like you have to go into like this illusionary state of mind, and maybe you're not seeing it. Maybe it's like these illusions that are, really blinding you from what's like, I guess, going on, some sort of bondage or oppression, because it could have possibly been some kind of breakup or a separation or disagreements that are occurring in some particular type of relationship. It could be a business partnership. It could definitely be a love partnership. And now your spirit advice is saying you have the ability to break yourself free. You have to have the courage to do it. Look at this person chained up. This entire reading is talking about some kind of um, blockage, some kind of imprisonment. I'm not too sure if you're imprisoning yourself or someone is imprisoning you, and maybe it's blocking this wealth that's here and this abundance and all of the different goods in life that's needed. You might even be bound in yourself because of some sort of illusion. And you're feeling quite celebratory, that's for sure. You're definitely feeling like, I got this, everything is okay. But at the same time, you're reflecting on something that needs to be weathered, weathering the storms, searching for higher spiritual things in life, or possibly abandoning, or I'm sorry, this is like peace that comes with the cause. Like you're reflecting on, I need to do whatever it takes to find peace and balance within myself. Because you have here the Six of Fire in reverse, kind of going over, and that's Six of Wands in traditional tarot. I'm using two different decks, but there's some sort of delay or some kind of fear that you're having, but I'm not sure why you're so, like there's a fear here, because you are absolutely in a place of mastery. Seven of Earth is someone who is winning in the world, winning in life, you know what I mean? On a material level, that is. Also, you could feel like there's some sort of pause, some kind of pause that could, for other Libras, this could mean some kind of pause that happened, a stalemate. Or you could have growth or material possessions without any effort that was made. But from looking at the entire reading, I see some kind of stalemate. It's like you begin this reading with this amazing energy of like wealth and abundance and what wisdom and all of this beautiful, beautiful energy that's here. And as the reading goes along, it kind of shifts into like these projects that aren't getting off the ground or having no future, and you might feel bonded to them. But there's just maybe so many disagreements that are going on with it that you might have to separate from it. And even though you know you feel good about your decisions, it's kind of like you're trying to break free from it because it was such a huge bondage to yourself. Or maybe on a material realm where you're like now reflecting on, okay, I need to go to something that's creating peace within myself, that I can lift myself into maybe a higher realm outside of the material, because I don't want to be bound by it. And the spirit advice is literally saying, you're right. You are able to break free from it. Please do. Because, like I said, the Six of Wands in a reverse is kind of like there's a fear maybe here. And it's kind of like some sort of stalemate, So let's go ahead on to clarify these, shall we? All right. All right. So we have, yes, a Seven of Pentacles that in reverse. And it's interesting because that's actually in the middle of your reading, upright. So Seven of Pentacles in the reverse, signifying that you're not happy with your wealth. You're not happy with the abundance you're discontent. You feel like I've done all of this work and in return I only get this. It's kind of like really disheartening. But the Empress here is basically saying, listen, we got new projects that we have to start. I know that there's different things that keep coming up that are like from the past that are still like keeping you bonded by it. The Empress is here to let you know that like we have to keep moving. We have things that we have to do. There is material wealth here and understanding and fertility. There is luxury here. I would definitely say there's action here that can be done. Because even though you feel like you fell off to some maybe material degree or physical degree, something relating to finances and your budgets and everything, the Empress is also here to say, listen, just because you fell off don't mean that you can get back on. We got things to do. Let's keep moving. The Lover's card, you might be having some sort of illusions about a partnership that you're in, a balanced love, or you have to make a decision between what's sacred and what's physical. Again, I'm seeing this decision that has to be made where stop not making the decision. The illusion behind the decision that has to be made is you leaving this material life behind and going into something greater, because now you have the Two of Wands in reverse. That's kind of like, I would say that's kind of like suffering and sadness. You're feeling sad because you're feeling bounded by the fact that you do have to be, I guess, in the material realm, or just this really heavy energy, and it's kind of like, oh God, what do I do? Now you have Six of Water here, so you could be possibly have any relations with a water sign, Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer, where this is just energy that you're taking on, where you're just kind of looking out, back on your life, back on things that once was. This also can mean clinging to the past or living in the past. Definitely living in the past once, some sort of separation that is just being clinged to, that just didn't work out. And it's like the illusion that you're having alongside with it. It's like, oh, we were so good together, but that's such an illusion because it caused like you to fall off to some degree. And you had the ability to start again, but there's deep sadness because you're feeling really caged in. You feel bounded by this person. It's like sad that, you're feeling sad that you feel like you can't get out of it. The Temperance in the reverse here in your feeling sector is kind of like you might have to go into that mind of unorthodox. You don't want to be too superstitious, but at the end of the day, you have to might do something that's unconventional to kind of bring this beautiful like balance within your, and you're feeling that. You're definitely feeling the fact that, hey, I want some kind of victory or liberation. I need to figure out how to go about liberating myself with without traditional tactics, because I have to go about something unorthodox or unconventionally, because I'm living in my past. I'm living in the past of once was, from something that was like really traumatic and really went south, and just very passionate but very violent. It could perhaps be. And let's say, here we go. There's 6 of Earth here. Okay, and then you have the Queen of Wands. And the 3 of Cups in reverse. And then you have your Justice card in reverse. Yeah, I would say if anything, it's like there's some sort of disconnection in a relationship that happened that you're living in the past about, and it's just like, wow, there's an excessiveness of it too, of terms of like, this could be excessive jealousy for others, Libras. This could be some kind of excessiveness in relation to just like, okay, how, like, maybe it could possibly be like fear of like, oh my God, how do I even get out of this situation? How do I unbound myself? And the Queen of Wands, that's pairing up with the Moon card here, is kind of like, you might be reflecting on the fact that you're very friendly and someone, you're very fond of, very magnetic and animated. And you're reflecting on the beautiful person that you already are. And something around you is really like pulling you in a direction that you don't need to be in. And it's just kind of like, I would just say it's just kind of like ridiculous in a sense, because it's like, it's leaving you in this energy at the end of the day of like that Justice in reverse. Justice is all about getting, the point across and getting that balance that needs to be, sorted out. And addition to that, I would say this stalemate that possibly can be here is it could be from the fact that better decisions have to be made. We also have to keep in the fact that there's some kind of injustice that's going on, some inequality, also legal complications or bias. Wow, this is really heavy, Libra. I would definitely say, listen, go to your spirit guides, and it's literally saying that go give, this actually is going to unbound you. Giving, thinking of others. If you are in a place of position that you can help others, go and be a charitable, beautiful being. Give out gifts. Present propensity or prosperity to others. Share prosperities with others, because it looks like that's your spirit advice. It unties you. It gets you out of this bondage that's here, possibly in a relationship from the past. Okay, so that is your reading today. Just know that this is a general reading. If you're looking for a personal reading, you can just leave a comment below this video and I will send you the link to that information. But Libras, I'll see you guys next week. Take care. Bye.